How does one become acculturated in its own country? Ever since my childhood years, I've always been surrounded by art. My first contact with English, schools, and art altogether was through Disney's High School Musical movies. I was amazed at the common use of art in American high schools, and started to wonder why that wasn't so common in Costa Rica. I started to wonder why we didn't have art classes at school, and didn't have the chance to explore our talents. It seemed like my artistic skills were left on the side because they were unimportant to my academic development. As my feeling of acculturation grew, so did my need for answers. I realized that people were expecting my success to come from my language skills. As I started to notice myself getting repressed from art, I began to explore more about other cultures. I got especially interested in South Korean culture for its richness in combining elements of culture and art to teach. Sadly, in Costa Rica, teachers have to face the backlash from the poor choices taken by the government. As I found out the answers to my questions and got closer to art, my acculturation weakened at the sight of personal forms of artistic expression. Through art expressions, I started to question the so-called standard English, for to me it doesn't exist. So I started to wonder, why is Costa Rican education system obsessed with making us sound like an American anchor? Why have they bought the idea of the American dream instead of succeeding in Costa Rica? Why is it that they have such little faith in that we can succeed even with a Latino accent?
I rarely respond to online conspiracy theorists or cable news.
This thought of only teaching English the American way is just rather odd and acculturating. This power structure that is present through not only culture but also language keeps us from seeing that English is not limited to only America. It's rather awkward to pretend that we have to speak English like an American anchor. These teaching paradigms of standard English led me to use art as a protest to express myself and avoid acculturation, but rather learn from what other cultures had as well. By being exposed to art, I realized that the boundaries of accent are unimportant and that the passion of joining through art is more important to me than perfect English mastering. Now, as I got freed from what people were expecting from me, my goals have switched to pursuing an art major as well. And now, as a woman, a mother, and a student, I finally feel free to accomplish my dreams, to be who I really am rather than trying to fit in some standard that was never meant for me.